And there we go. Hey, we had technical difficulties today. How about that? I hope everyone out there is having a good day. If you are watching this live or on preview or on a review of it, I hope everyone's having a good one. I'm going to go ahead and edit this with the topic of the day. What is up? If you're joining us, how are you doing? Exciting topic today. You know what? This is actually one of my favorite topics: how I manage negative keywords in Amazon to save money, time, and control ACOS. I have a quick presentation that I'm going to get to in just a second. Give a few people to link up. Wanho in the house. What is up? I hope all is well with you. So with all that being said, if we were to start jumping into this, okay, cool. So jumping into some of this, as I share my screen over here, and just a quick recap to if you are watching this live or on a replay, we have been going live every single day during the coronavirus pandemic, sharing everything that we're learning, sharing what we can do to keep you and your business moving forward, moving ahead. We've been going live every day for the last few weeks, and I'll probably continue for a bit. In fact, it is quite fun. I do enjoy it. All the views come through the replay. So thanks for watching this during the replay, and thanks for watching it live. So what I can say is we're going to talk about negative keywords. This presentation today is going to be a little bit webinar style. I prepared really simple, really bare bones, a really simple presentation. And what today's topic is centered on is basically ways to save money during coronavirus, ways to keep it inexpensive. I mean, these are things that you should be doing all the time. So this is not specific to right now, so to speak. These are good practices all the time. So essentially what we're talking about right here, right now, is negative keyword management, how I manage negative keywords. And this is something that happens all the time. So the benefits of managing negative keywords. So again, negative keywords, it's your way of telling Amazon what you do not want to bid on, what you want to get rid of, what you want to trim, what you do not want to appear for, what you want to stop spending money on that is irrelevant or unprofitable. So essentially what we're talking about here is negative keyword management is always important. You always should be doing everything you can to save money. And it's extra important right now because when the impulse of a lot of advertisers was to scale back and trim things that were potentially working, reduce budgets, reduce bids, do a lot of that. And what you really want to be doing is trimming the fat. You don't want to get rid of muscle and bone along with that. You want to trim the fat off of the bone. So with that said, when it comes to negative keywords, this should be something that you do. If you're doing it manually, you do it weekly. I will walk you through my process starting now. So the first thing that you'll want to do is you will want to boot up AdBadger, head over to Negative Keyword Tools, Negative Keyword Nightly Hunt. The Nightly Hunt was designed to scan through your campaigns every single day and find things based off your parameters to trim out. So what that looks like, my first step with negative keyword management is an automated safety net. So, and I'll go even further, an automated effective safety net. Essentially what we're trying to do is we are trying to effectively get rid of things that are not serving us. I mean, these are things that you should do in your normal life anyway, but you especially want to do it inside your Amazon PPC campaigns. Get rid of things that aren't generating relevant clicks. Get rid of things that aren't generating profitable clicks. And if you think about the way that this works, it normally works. You go into Amazon, you download a search term report, and then you start looking through it. You're like, oh, is this good or is this bad? Is this good or is this bad? Let me set a filter, show me everything without a conversion. And then it's like, well, maybe one click, one conversion you don't want to get rid of just yet. You want to give it some time. You already know in your head what your safety net looks like for your search terms. So essentially what that means is you're going to have a few different things to think about. You're going to have conditions, time frame, action, and location. And if I were to make this big, yeah. So you have conditions, time frame, action, and location. So basically what that means is you have a set of conditions in your head. You have a time frame at which you want to analyze that, and then an action to take and where you want to take that action. What that basically means is the conditions are going to be like how many clicks without a conversion, or how many impressions without a conversion, or how many whatever without a conversion over what time frame. Because over one day, it's possible that 80% of your clicks may not have a conversion every single day. So that's why you want as long as time frame as possible, the action for an automated safety net, as well as the location of where you're adding that action. So the first rule that I like to use is blocking bad click-through rate non-converters. So these are things that you're getting impressions for, but you're not getting clicks on. So you have the conditions that go along with that. You have over 2,500 impressions, under 0.18% CTR, and under 30-day, under, no conversions, basically. So under one conversion, that's no conversion. So what we're looking at here, this is 3 times worse than, this is twice as bad as the average. So if the average click-through rate on Amazon is about 0.3, this is going to be half as bad of that. So essentially what we're doing here is we are trimming things that are just getting loads of impressions, almost no clicks, and no conversions. And then where do we want to do that? Well, we would look at a time frame of the last 180 days without the last 2. And the reason for this is you want to do it without the last 2 because, of course, conversion data is often delayed in Amazon. So you want to give things at least 48 hours before the conversion gets attributed to the search term. So again, we're looking at things that get barely any clicks without a conversion over the last 6 months without the last 2. And one cool thing about AdBadger is that it does look back over the last 6 months in our V1. So if you sign up with AdBadger and you stick around for 6 months, it will be adding up all those search terms. So if something gets 2 clicks in month 1, 3 clicks in month 2, 4 clicks in month, we'll add all that up over the last 6 months so that you don't have to string together a whole bunch of search term reports. And that's pretty neat. In version 2, that's going to be released in a couple of months, it'll go back forever. Then we add it as a negative exact at the ad group level. A lot of performance is happening, and it's difficult inside the default Seller Central Amazon advertising interface to go through and add things to each individual ad group. But that's really the most effective way to do it, because you don't want to take data that you learned in one ad group and then add it to the entire campaign if it doesn't make sense for the entire campaign. So we often add it as a negative exact at the ad group level. And the reason you add it as a negative exact is because you just want to block that one. So the next rule that I have is blocking high spend non-converters. So blocking a high spend non-converter for me generally looks like over $30 in spend without a conversion. Over the last 180 days is what I normally do as a negative exact at the ad group level. So when you string up my third one, high click non-converters, again, this is a typo here. I always look at 180 days. I always string those things together. So basically what I'm looking at is things that are really bad click-through rate, safety net without a conversion. Things that are spending a lot without a conversion, I block those automatically as part of my safety net. And the last one, block high click non-converters over 30 clicks without a conversion. Boom, those are all getting added over the last 6 months. So what this does for me, this creates an automated safety net. I never want to open up my campaigns and see myself spending, $10 a month for the last 6 months. I want to trim that out sooner. I want Ad Badger to go in there and trim it out for me. So you don't have to use Ad Badger. These are things that you can do inside your own account. When you download a search term report, you can go in and scan through it. I like Ad Badger because it adds up the time ranges. So it's sort of collecting, I'm looking at 6 months worth of data at a time, which is really helpful. And of course, it does it every night for you. So that is the automated safety net. This will keep your costs controlled as you navigate the lifespan of your PPC campaigns, especially important now with the experience that we're having. So with that said, we move on to, Juano's got a question on this really quick. When we use the rules, but I do not see many actions from them, does that mean the campaigns are optimized and rules do not have much to fish, or is it analyzing per the 180 days? So you're absolutely right. So if you turn on Ad Badger the first night, that's why I always tell people in the welcome videos, like, hey, the best way to get ramped up and get Ad Badger to pay for itself as soon as possible is to actually go in there, turn the negative keyword nightly hunt on, because what that does is it will scan through, when you first line up with Ad Badger, it only covers 90 days worth of data, and then like it covers more and more thereafter. That's just an Amazon limitation. We can't grab all 6 months right from the get-go. But once you do that, and once you turn it on, it's going to be some time before it finds another one that meets those requirements. So what I often see is that it's probably around 5% of your, like if you don't have this on, you turn it on the first night, it's automatically going to shave off about 5% of your ad spend just with things that meet those requirements, depending on how well optimized your campaign was. But yes, then thereafter, it's just a safety net. So, if you think of a safety net, it's not like every day you need the safety net. It's like you turn it on, it gets rid of a lot of junk. Then it's going to be protecting you every day thereafter, but you might not have a search term that meets the requirements every single day. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Like, if you had like new things every day over 30 clicks without a conversion, that would be that'd be crazy. So what it does is as things are getting closer and closer, as the second it gets there, it'll get rid of them. So that's that. Step 2 is to go ahead and let me turn this banner off. There we go. Goodbye. Step 2 is going to be manually check for things that fly under the radar. So for things that have not gotten so bad they would be hit by the safety net, you still want to do a manual check. And you generally want to do a manual check once a week. Because basically what this means is these are things that have not met, 30 clicks over the last 6 months without a conversion. These are things that haven't met 35 in spend without a conversion over the last 6 months. For these things, you want to go into the negative keyword quick attack. So we call it the quick attack because it just quickly goes in there and trims some fat. So you can do this inside a search term report. Again, I obviously like to do it in Ad Badger. And what that means is all campaigns, I go in, I sort through all campaigns, last 6 months without the last 2 days, and just view everything over one click. And what's cool about this is you can just view the search terms from that. And then I think I prepared a little video here. And what this looks like, it'll give you the list of all those search terms. And then you just click, and click, sift through them. And then you just add these as a negative keyword. So it's a really quick way. And the reason why you'd want to do this to view everything over one click without a conversion is basically, you might see things that you don't need to wait to get to 30 clicks without a conversion. You see it, that it's going to be irrelevant. Let's say you're selling a jump rope and you do phrase match jump rope, and then you end up showing up for kids jump rope. Off the bat, you don't need to wait. If it's not made for kids, you don't need to wait for it to get to 30 clicks without a conversion. You don't need to wait for it to get to $35 in spend without a conversion. That's why you want to go in there and do a manual spot check at least once a week. Doing it inside of Amazon search term report, maybe that'll take you, 20, 30 minutes. You can use a tool like Ad Badger, have it take, 2 minutes or less. But that's this combo of having the automated safety net and the manual checks to get rid of things that fly under the radar, absolutely key. Again, we're saving money, so because we're preventing our accounts from spending on irrelevant, unprofitable things. We are boosting our click-through rate because we are getting rid of things that get a lot of impressions but no clicks or conversions. And we are improving our conversion rate. And that's really good because that boosts our revenue per click. Amazon wants everybody to just sort of click and then convert. Like if they can shrink the amount of times that people have to click in order to buy something, they like that. So by doing this, not only do you save money, not only do you boost your conversion rate, but you boost your revenue per click. And that is something that Amazon wants all of their advertisers to do. So that all makes sense. The last thing that I do that not a lot of people do, because it's kind of a weird concept, is I do novel negative keyword research. And I always recommend people to do that. So basically, what this looks like is you can go into any keyword tool, type in words, and just find irrelevant things. Add those generally as negative phrases. So for example, if I am selling a fitness jump rope that could only be used for, adults that do CrossFit, as I go into my keyword tools and I start just typing in words, I might type in jump rope. I might type in the word jump. I might type in the word rope. And then when I type in the word rope, I might find like fisherman rope or climbing rope, whatever it might be. And then I'll see climbing, boom, I add that as a negative phrase. Like a jump rope would never be used for anything having to do with climbing. That's a new negative phrase. And the reason I do that is one, because maybe I'm a little neurotic when it comes to PPC management. And I really want to know, like, I don't want any time anywhere to be near anything with the word climbing in it. If I'm selling a jump rope, so like a climbing rope, I would want to keep far, far, far away. And it doesn't take me much time to sort of get that and create a new campaign level negative in a bulk sheet. So that is the way that I would approach negative keyword management to keep my costs low, to keep my click-through rate high, to keep my conversion rate high, and to stay a good advertiser in Amazon's eyes. So again, step one, automated effective safety net. Step two, manual checks for things that fly under the radar. And then step three, novel negative keyword research. And that is really the way that I sort of keep my spend exactly what I want it on. It's the way that I keep it keep my spend exactly what I want, keep my click-through rate high, and keep my revenue per click high. And that's that. That was about 20 minutes. So that is how we save money every day on our PPC campaigns. I do check this. I do check the replays. So feel free to drop a comment at any time, and we will be there to answer it before next live, which is going to happen in about 24 hours from now. So I will see all of you tomorrow, same Badger time, same Badger place. I'm not going anywhere. I don't think I've left the house. I don't think I've gotten in my car and driven anywhere. Wow, probably over a month. I hope everyone out there is having a good day, staying safe, staying healthy. That is our show for today. Have a good one, everybody. See you tomorrow.